everyone. Today we're talking about self-actualization. And I think sometimes the word self-actualization can be pretty daunting. Something that we think, oh man, I don't know if I'll ever achieve that. That sounds like a big deal. And we associate it with having this perfect, wonderful life that includes everything that we could have ever wanted. And I want to talk a little bit about the difference between self-actualization and living a self-actualized life, because I think there's some key differences there. So self-actualization is defined by Abraham Maslow as the complete realization of one's potential as manifest in peak experiences which involve the full development of one's abilities and appreciation for life. So that sounds like, to me, you get to the end of your life and you look back and you think, wow, I've had all of these great experiences. I feel perfectly and completely happy with how my life has turned out and who I am. This is an amazing goal and one that I really believe we can all achieve. But I think it's important to focus less on that one day when we'll look back on our lives and say, oh, I am self-actualized. And instead focus on what we're doing now to be able to achieve that self-actualization by living a self-actualized life. What I mean by that is spending every day searching for good experiences, searching for an appreciation of life, an appreciation of what you're going through and of other people around you and who you are as a person. And that includes your flaws and your imperfections. I really don't think that self-actualization is talking about becoming a perfect person who is living or has lived a perfect life, but rather becoming a person that understands the intricacies of life and understands that sometimes life is difficult and sometimes life is great, and that is what makes it beautiful. And something that I think is important in becoming the type of person who can recognize that and be okay with the ups and downs of life is learning to love yourself. I don't think that you can love the people around you and the world around you and your experiences fully until you've learned to appreciate who you are as a person. And that's no matter where you're at in your journey. You could be really far behind where you thought you would be right now and still love yourself. There's lots of different ways that you can practice self-love. And I listed a few that you can try today as your Put It Into Practice challenge. And some of those are just speaking kind words to yourself. You might feel silly, but just looking in the mirror and saying, I love you, you're awesome, you worked really hard today, you have a goal and you are working towards that goal. Kind things to celebrate who you are and where you are at this point. And I want you to say them out loud. If there's people around you and you feel uncomfortable, then maybe you can whisper it. But I think it's really important to vocalize those thoughts about yourself. And I hope that you can get to a point where you're not embarrassed to say those things to yourself in front of other people. I think often we think that we're bragging or trying to put ourselves up above others when we're giving those compliments to ourselves, but I really think that it's an important practice. Just like how we would never hesitate to compliment somebody else, and we don't have the idea that, oh, if I tell them that I think they're a kind person, that means no one else is kind and I'm putting them up on a pedestal. In the same way, you can tell yourself, I am a kind person, without putting yourself on a pedestal or putting others down. You can also give yourself a self-massage. Just rub your shoulders, rub on your hands, rub your feet, do something that lets your body know, you're awesome, you worked hard today. Our bodies go through so much shame and so much ridicule from ourselves that it's almost unfair. They go through so much already through the day, right? We work them hard, we walk, we run, we are sometimes born with pains or disabilities in certain areas of our bodies, and so they go through enough without us battering them with negative thoughts and negative actions and treating them unfairly. So just take some time to appreciate your body, appreciate who you are and where you're at. Oh wow, a giant wasp just flew in my room, so I'm going to pause this and come back. Okay, I thought about editing that out, but I decided to keep it because I want you to know that I'm human just like you, and we are all just trying our best, and sometimes wasps fly into our living rooms, and right now mine is hanging out in the window that I can't reach, and I'm just gonna hope it doesn't fly down and get me before I can figure out a way to get rid of it. So anyways, as I was saying, It's really important to love our bodies and to allow ourselves some grace and to spend time thinking positive thoughts about our bodies, because those thoughts really do make a difference in our lives. Buddha said that our life is shaped by our mind, for we become what we think. And I really believe that if we think about our bodies in a positive way and about ourselves in a positive way, then we do gain a lot of really positive mental and physical benefits from that. The last suggestion I have for how to practice self-love is doing something that you love, rewarding yourself, spending even just 15 minutes a day doing something that you genuinely love. That could be listening to a song that you love, or even just working on a hobby for 15 minutes, taking a hot bath, or doing something that's enjoyable. Now, something to note is that this has to be a thing that you really genuinely enjoy for yourself. I would not include cleaning up the house or doing some sort of chore as an act of self-love. While I hesitate to say that, because I do think that that can be a way to show love and respect for yourself, cleaning up your space and creating a good environment. And personally, I genuinely enjoy doing those things and lighting a candle after cleaning and feeling good. But that is something that's a chore. You should be doing that anyways. So I need you to focus on something that's really focused on self-love, something extra to show yourself that you appreciate yourself. So reading a book, or working on a craft, or just doing something, going on a walk, something that you love genuinely and that you wouldn't normally do on a daily basis, other than to show yourself that you care about yourself and that you recognize the hard things that you're accomplishing and going through each day. I hope that that makes sense. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions or thoughts about self-actualization or ways to show self-love. I'd love to hear your experiences and how things went after you put this into practice in your life. Have a great weekend.